Everything you seek already exists within you. The world you experience is nothing but a reflection of your inner world. If you want to find your true path, you must stop looking outside of yourself for answers. The truth is that no one else can show you the way, because the path is uniquely yours, and it is revealed only when you focus on yourself. Too many people become lost by trying to follow the expectations, opinions, and judgments of others. But the moment you turn your attention inward and realize that your imagination shapes your reality, you take back your power. Your life is not determined by external conditions. It is determined by the assumptions you hold about yourself and the world. If you want to transform your life and discover your true path, you must begin by assuming the identity of the person you wish to become. Every state of being already exists. There is nothing you need to chase, force, or struggle for. The moment you accept a new identity in your imagination, the world around you begins to shift. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions will naturally align with that new state, and the external world will conform to your inner conviction. This is the power of focusing on yourself. When you no longer allow the world to dictate who you are, you become free to create the life you truly desire. It is easy to be distracted by external opinions and the noise of the world. Many people waste their energy trying to gain approval, seeking validation, or comparing themselves to others. But if you want to walk your true path, you must detach from these distractions. Nothing outside of you has the power to define or limit you unless you give it permission. Your only responsibility is to remain faithful to the vision you hold within. Do not let temporary circumstances or the doubts of others shake your conviction. The world may try to tell you who you are, but you must decide for yourself. When you focus on your inner world and hold unwavering faith in your desires, no external force can prevent their manifestation. Persistence is the final and most crucial key. It is not enough to imagine your ideal life once and hope it appears. You must live in that assumption consistently until it becomes your reality. This requires an unshakable faith that what you seek is already yours. Regardless of what the outer world shows you, you must remain steadfast in your vision. Every great achievement was first an assumption that someone refused to abandon. The only difference between those who find their true path and those who remain lost is the willingness to persist in the unseen. Do not waver when things seem difficult. Trust that your inner work is always shaping your external world. If you persist, reality must eventually conform to your assumption. It is an unchanging law. The world is only a reflection of your imagination. When you focus on yourself, on your vision, your desires, and your inner world, you reclaim your creative power. You no longer move through life as a passive observer. Instead, you become the architect of your destiny. Your true path is not something you find by looking outside. It is something you claim by assuming it already exists. Everything you seek is already within you, waiting for your recognition. So turn your attention inward. Trust in your ability to create. Persist in your vision with unwavering faith, and know that when you focus on yourself, the path to your greatest life will reveal itself effortlessly. Everything you seek already exists within you. The world you experience is nothing but a reflection of your inner world. If you want to find your true path, you must stop looking outside of yourself for answers. The truth is that no one else can show you the way, because the path is uniquely yours, and it is revealed only when you focus on yourself. Too many people become lost by trying to follow the expectations, opinions, and judgments of others. But the moment you turn your attention inward and realize that your imagination shapes your reality, you take back your power. Your life is not determined by external conditions. It is determined by the assumptions you hold about yourself and the world. Every experience you have in life is a direct reflection of your inner state. If you want to change your life, you must first change yourself. The outside world cannot dictate who you are unless you allow it to. Everything you see, touch, and experience is simply a mirror reflecting your beliefs and assumptions. If you hold on to thoughts of limitation, lack, and fear, your world will reflect those same conditions back to you. But when you begin to shift your inner state, when you focus on thoughts of abundance, success, and fulfillment, your outer world must also transform to match your new assumptions. This is the law of creation. There is no reality outside of you that is independent of your inner world. You hold the power to shape everything you experience through the thoughts and beliefs you persist in. When you focus on yourself, you take back control over your life. Most people live as though they are at the mercy of external circumstances, believing that the world around them is fixed and unchangeable. But nothing in your external world is permanent. It is all a reflection of what you assume to be true. If you accept the belief that you are limited, unworthy, or incapable, your life will continuously reflect those assumptions back to you. However, the moment you change your self-concept, the way you see and feel about yourself, your reality will also change. The world has no choice but to conform to the image you hold within. It cannot operate independently of your consciousness. To find your true path, you must become deeply aware of the thoughts you entertain daily. Most people allow their minds to be filled with random, uncontrolled thoughts that reflect fear, doubt, and limitation. But if you want to create a life aligned with your true desires, you must consciously direct your imagination toward the reality you wish to experience. What you focus on expands. If you dwell on your dreams, your vision, and your ideal self, you will begin to draw those experiences into your reality. But if you remain focused on your fears or current limitations, you will continue to recreate the same conditions. The key is to become the master of your inner world and to recognize that your imagination is the true cause of everything you experience. The world outside of you is only an effect. The cause always lies within. If you want to walk your true path, you must shift your focus from the external world to your internal state. This means no longer reacting to what you see, but instead imagining and assuming the reality you desire. When you hold the vision of your ideal life firmly in your mind and live as though it is already yours, the world must rearrange itself to bring that vision into form. It does not matter what your current circumstances are, they are simply the result of your past thinking. You have the power to change everything by changing the assumptions you hold within. When you focus on yourself, you stop allowing external conditions to dictate how you feel or what you believe is possible. You realize that you are the creator of your reality, not a victim of it. This means you no longer need to seek permission from the world or wait for circumstances to align. You can begin right now to assume the life you want is already yours. The moment you accept a new reality in your imagination, it begins to take shape in the world around you. Everything in your life is a reflection of your inner consciousness, nothing more, nothing less. Your true path is revealed the moment you claim it internally. It does not require external confirmation. You do not need to seek validation from others or wait for the right condition. The only thing required is that you persist in the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. This may seem difficult at first because the world will continue to reflect your old beliefs until the new assumption takes root. But if you remain faithful to your vision and refuse to be swayed by appearances, the world must eventually bend to your new reality. It is a law that cannot fail. When you understand that your inner world shapes your outer reality, you become free from the limitations of circumstance. You no longer need to chase opportunities, seek approval, or force outcomes. Instead, you realize that everything you desire already exists within you. And by focusing your attention on that reality, you call it forth effortlessly. This is the power of focusing on yourself. You are the cause. The world is the effect. There is no exception to this truth. Everything you experience is a direct reflection of the beliefs you hold and the assumptions you persist in. Finding your true path is not about looking outside of yourself. It is about recognizing your inner power to shape reality. It is about withdrawing your attention from everything that contradicts your desires and focusing instead on the reality you wish to experience. This requires a deep commitment to your vision and a willingness to trust in the unseen. But once you understand that your inner world is the cause of everything, you realize that nothing is impossible. You hold the power to create any reality you desire by focusing on yourself and assuming the life you want is already yours. You do not need to seek answers outside of yourself. Everything you need is already within. When you focus on yourself and take responsibility for your inner world, you reclaim your creative power. No one else can walk your path for you. No one else can decide who you are or what you are capable of achieving. That power is yours alone. And the moment you choose to direct your attention inward, to focus on your imagination, your beliefs, and your assumptions, you set in motion an unstoppable process that will bring your desires to life. The world is not separate from you. It is a mirror reflecting back to you the thoughts and assumptions you hold. If you want to change your life, begin by changing yourself. Focus on the reality you want to experience. Assume that your desires are already fulfilled. Trust in the unseen and know that the path will always reveal itself when you claim it as your own. You are the master of your destiny, and when you focus on yourself, you unlock the infinite possibilities that are already within you. Assuming the identity of who you want to become is the foundation of creating the life you desire. Everything in your world is a reflection of the identity you hold within yourself. If you want to find your true path, you must first decide who you are and fully accept that identity. The world cannot offer you what you do not claim for yourself. You must become, in your imagination, the person you wish to be long before you see any evidence of it in the external world. The assumption of a new identity is not something you wait for, it is something you choose. The moment you adopt a new self-concept, the world begins to shape itself to match your inner reality. Most people allow their external circumstances to define who they are. They look at their current conditions and believe that these conditions represent an unchangeable reality. But this is an illusion. The truth is that everything you experience is a result of who you have assumed yourself to be. If you want to change your life, you must change the assumptions you hold about yourself. You must decide, without any evidence from the outside world, that you are already the person you wish to become. This decision is not something you wait for life to confirm, it is something you claim boldly in your imagination. And once you adopt a new identity internally, the outer world will reflect it back to you. It is not enough to simply wish for a better life. Wishes are passive, but assumption is active. To assume the identity of who you want to become means to live from that new state mentally and emotionally. You do not wait until your world changes to feel successful, loved, or abundant. You feel those things now, within yourself. You walk through life knowing that you already are the person you wish to be, and when you remain faithful to this new identity, everything around you must conform to match it. This is an unchanging law. The outer world cannot help but reflect the inner state you consistently occupy. The greatest mistake people make is waiting for circumstances to change before they allow themselves to assume a new identity. They believe they must see the evidence first, but this is backwards. The truth is that the evidence will only appear after you accept the new identity in your imagination. If you want to be successful, you must first see yourself as successful in your mind. If you want to be loved, you must first feel loved within yourself. You cannot wait for the world to give you permission to be who you want to be. You must claim that identity for yourself and live from it now. The moment you accept a new self-concept as true, reality begins to shift in ways you cannot predict. People, opportunities, and circumstances will rearrange themselves to match the identity you have assumed. Assuming a new identity requires persistence. It is easy to fall back into old patterns of thought when the external world has not yet changed. But if you allow yourself to be swayed by appearances, you will only recreate the same reality you are trying to change. The key is to hold on to your new identity, even when the outer world contradicts it. No matter what your senses tell you, you must remain loyal to the assumption that you already are the person you want to become. This inner conviction will eventually manifest as your outer experience. The world has no choice but to reflect the reality you hold within yourself. When you assume a new identity, you must also let go of the old one. You cannot hold two opposing beliefs about yourself and expect to see change. If you want to be abundant, you cannot simultaneously see yourself as lacking. If you want to be successful, you cannot continue to identify with failure. The moment you choose a new identity, you must leave behind every thought and feeling that contradicts it. This may feel uncomfortable at first, as your old identity will try to pull you back. But if you persist in your new assumption, the old reality will eventually dissolve and the new one will take its place. It is important to understand that your identity is not fixed. You are not bound by the circumstances of your past or the opinions of others. You can assume any identity you choose, and the world will reflect it back to you. The only limitations are those you impose on yourself through your assumptions. If you want to find your true path, you must stop defining yourself by your current reality and instead begin to define yourself by the reality you desire. This means choosing over and over again to occupy the mental and emotional state of the person you want to be. You have the power to become anyone you choose, simply by assuming that identity and living from it. The process is not about pretending or forcing change. It is about accepting a new truth about yourself. When you accept that you already are the person you wish to become, the world will reflect that truth back to you. There is no need to struggle or chase after what you want. Everything you desire already exists in a state of potential, waiting for you to claim it. And the way you claim it is by assuming the identity of the person who already has it. Do not underestimate the power of assumption. It is the creative force behind everything you experience. The world you see is nothing more than the outpicturing of your inner state. If you want to change your life, you must begin by changing who you believe yourself to be. This change does not happen by accident. It happens through deliberate and persistent assumption. You must choose the identity you want to embody and remain faithful to it, no matter what. The moment you do, the world will begin to reflect your new reality. Your true path will not be found by looking outside of yourself. It will only be revealed when you focus inward and assume the identity of the person you wish to become. Everything begins within you. The power to transform your life is already yours. You only need to claim it. Decide now who you want to be, assume that identity fully, and live from it without hesitation. As you persist in this new state, the world will conform to match your inner conviction. There is no force outside of you that can prevent this truth from unfolding. You are the creator of your reality, and the identity you hold within yourself determines everything you will experience. To find your true path, you must trust your inner vision more than external noise. The world around you constantly pulls your attention in countless directions, offering opinions on who you should be, how you should live, and what is possible for you. If you are not careful, you may spend your life chasing after the expectations of others, rather than discovering your own unique purpose. True clarity and direction come when you turn your focus inward and listen to the quiet but persistent voice within. This inner voice, your imagination and intuition, holds the key to your destiny. When you align with this inner guidance, the path ahead becomes clear, and life begins to unfold in harmony with your deepest desires. Most people allow the outer world to dictate their path. They look to circumstances, other people's opinions, and societal expectations to define what is possible. But this is an illusion. The truth is that your life is shaped by what you hold in your imagination and accept as true for yourself. If you allow external conditions to control your thoughts, you become a passive observer in your own life. But when you turn your attention inward and deliberately choose to focus on the reality you desire, you take control of your destiny. Your imagination is the creative power that shapes your experience. By focusing on the vision you hold within, you begin to draw the people, circumstances, and opportunities necessary to manifest that vision. It is easy to become distracted by the noise of the world. Social media, news, and the opinions of others can cloud your vision and create doubt. But no one else can walk your path for you. If you want to find your true direction, you must cultivate the ability to tune out external distractions and stay loyal to your inner vision. This requires discipline and focus. Each time you allow external circumstances to dictate your thoughts, you reinforce the current reality. But when you focus on your chosen path, regardless of what the outer world looks like, you begin to create a new reality from within. Your imagination is always creating, whether you are conscious of it or not. By choosing to focus deliberately on what you desire, you begin to shape your life in alignment with your true purpose. One of the greatest obstacles to finding your true path is the fear of what others will think. Many people abandon their dreams because they are afraid of judgment, criticism, or rejection. But if you allow the opinions of others to control your actions, you will never live the life you were meant to live. The truth is that people will always have opinions, but their opinions only have power if you accept them. You must learn to trust your own vision more than the voices around you. Your path is unique, and no one else can understand the calling within you. When you stay faithful to your inner vision, the world will eventually conform to match it. Those who once doubted you will witness the reality you created through your persistence and belief. Focusing on yourself does not mean becoming selfish or disconnected from others. It means prioritizing your inner truth over external noise. It means recognizing that you are the creator of your reality and taking responsibility for the life you wish to live. When you focus on your inner vision and align your thoughts with your desires, you become a source of inspiration for others. Your success becomes a testament to what is possible when someone dares to follow their own path. By focusing on yourself and staying true to your vision, You not only create the life you desire, you also give others permission to do the same. The outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. If you want to change your reality, you must first change your thoughts. This is why it is so important to focus on yourself and your inner vision. When you dwell on what you lack or what others think, you perpetuate the current condition. But when you focus on your desires as if they are already fulfilled, you begin to shift your inner state, and the outer world must reflect that change. This is not wishful thinking, it is a universal law. Whatever you consistently focus on in your imagination will eventually manifest in your physical reality. Your imagination is the seed from which all experiences grow. By focusing on yourself and nurturing the vision of the life you desire, you plant the seeds for your future reality. It is not enough to simply wish for a better life. You must embody the reality you desire in your thoughts and feelings. Each day, you must remind yourself of who you are becoming and refuse to be swayed by appearances. The outer world may not change immediately, but if you remain faithful to your vision, it must eventually conform. This is the power of persistence and belief. Every great achievement begins with someone who is willing to hold an inner vision despite the evidence of their senses. You have this same power within you. By focusing on yourself and staying loyal to your vision, you activate the creative force that brings your desires into reality. Finding your true path requires courage. It means stepping away from the familiar and embracing the unknown. It means trusting your inner vision even when no one else can see it. But this courage is rewarded, for those who stay faithful to their vision inevitably see it become reality. The world cannot resist the power of a focused and determined mind. When you decide who you are and live from that decision, everything else must align to reflect that truth. Your true path is not something you find outside of yourself. It is something you create by focusing on the reality you desire and refusing to accept anything less. The journey to discovering your true path is one of inner transformation. As you focus on yourself and your vision, you will begin to shed old beliefs and limitations. You will become the person you were always meant to be. This process requires patience and persistence, but the reward is a life of purpose, fulfillment, and true freedom. No one else can do this work for you. The power to create your reality lies within you, and it begins the moment you choose to focus on yourself and your inner vision. You are not bound by your current circumstances. You are not limited by the opinions of others. You have the power to create a life beyond anything you have experienced before. But this power can only be accessed when you turn your focus inward and align with your true purpose. The world will not give you permission to follow your dreams. You must claim that permission for yourself. Trust your inner vision, focus on who you want to become, and live as if it is already true. As you persist in this new identity, the path will reveal itself, and the world will reflect the reality you have chosen. Persistence is the unseen force that bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It is the quiet, unwavering commitment to your vision, even when the outer world suggests otherwise. Most people give up when they do not see immediate results, allowing external circumstances to define their reality. But the truth is, the outer world is simply a reflection of your inner state. If you hold firm to your vision and persist without wavering, the world has no choice but to conform to the image you consistently hold in your imagination. The journey to finding your true path is not always smooth. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when the world seems unyielding, and when nothing appears to be changing. These are the moments that test your resolve. But it is precisely during these times that persistence matters most. When you refuse to accept present conditions as permanent and continue to focus on the reality you desire, you begin to shift the unseen forces that shape your life. Every great achievement, every fulfilled desire began with someone who is willing to persist beyond appearances. Persistence is not about forcing outcomes or struggling against circumstances. It is about maintaining a state of inner certainty and faith. It is knowing that what you desire is already yours in the unseen realm and trusting that it will manifest in the physical world. This requires discipline, as the senses will often present evidence that contradicts your vision. But you must train yourself to ignore the evidence of the senses and remain loyal to your desired outcome. If you persist in your inner conviction, the outer world must eventually mirror your belief. When you focus on yourself and your true path, you begin to develop a deep sense of inner power. This power grows stronger every time you refuse to be swayed by external conditions. Each time you choose to hold on to your vision, despite appearances, you reinforce the reality you wish to create. This is the essence of persistence, remaining faithful to your inner vision until it becomes your outer reality. It is not a matter of wishing or hoping. It is a matter of knowing and persisting in that knowing until the world reflects it back to you. One of the greatest obstacles to persistence is the temptation to judge progress by external evidence. When you do not see immediate changes, it is easy to feel discouraged and to question whether your vision is possible. But this is where most people fail. They allow temporary setbacks or lack of visible results to weaken their belief. True persistence means refusing to be moved by these appearances. You must remind yourself that everything is first created in the unseen before it appears in the physical world. The absence of visible progress does not mean nothing is happening. Beneath the surface, forces are moving, aligning circumstances and preparing the way for your vision to manifest. The key to persistence lies in maintaining a clear and consistent mental image of your desired outcome. You must see yourself already living the life you desire, feeling the emotions associated with its fulfillment, and acting as though it is already yours. This mental rehearsal, when repeated consistently, imprints your vision on the subconscious mind, and it is the subconscious that shapes and molds your outer reality. Each time you dwell in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you reinforce its reality and draw it closer to manifestation. It is also important to persist in the face of opposition or misunderstanding. Not everyone will understand your vision, and some may even try to dissuade you from pursuing it. But their opinions are powerless unless you accept them. You must learn to trust your inner guidance above all else. Your path is unique to you, and only you can walk it. When you persist in your vision despite opposition, you demonstrate an unshakable faith that cannot be denied. In time, those who doubted you will witness the reality you have created through your persistence and belief. Persistence is not just about holding on to your vision. It is about living from it. Each day you must align your thoughts, feelings and actions with the reality you desire. This means speaking as though your desire is already fulfilled, thinking from the place of having it, and making decisions that reflect your new identity. By consistently embodying the version of yourself that already possesses what you seek, you accelerate the process of manifestation. The outer world cannot help but conform to the inner reality you persistently occupy. Another crucial aspect of persistence is patience. Manifesting your true path is not always instantaneous, and impatience can disrupt the process. When you become impatient, you are essentially acknowledging the absence of your desire, which only serves to reinforce that absence. Instead, you must cultivate a quiet confidence, knowing that your vision is unfolding perfectly in its own time. Trust that the universe is always working on your behalf, and that your persistent focus will bring your desire into reality. Persistence is also about maintaining clarity in your vision. You cannot afford to be vague or uncertain about what you want. The more precise and vivid your mental image, the easier it is for your subconscious to bring it into form. Be specific in what you desire, and hold that image with unwavering conviction. Let no external circumstance or temporary setback shake your belief. When you persist with clarity and confidence, you align yourself with the creative power that shapes all things. Finally, persistence requires a deep commitment to yourself and your path. No one else can do this work for you. You must be willing to take full responsibility for your thoughts, your beliefs, and your focus. The world will not hand you your desires on a silver platter. You must claim them through your persistence and faith. This means showing up every day with the intention to embody your vision, regardless of what the outer world presents. In the end, persistence is the defining quality that separates those who succeed from those who do not. It is the quiet, unwavering determination to hold on to your vision until it becomes your reality. No matter how challenging the journey, no matter how many obstacles arise, you must remain steadfast in your belief. The world will always reflect your inner state, and if you persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you will inevitably see it take form. Your true path is waiting for you to claim it. But you must be willing to persist beyond appearances, beyond doubt and beyond fear. Trust in the power within you. Focus on your vision, hold it with conviction, and refuse to let go. As you persist in your inner conviction, you will discover that there is no limit to what you can achieve. The world will shape itself around your belief, and you will walk the path you were always meant to walk. Your imagination is the most powerful tool you possess in discovering and walking your true path. It is not bound by the limitations of the physical world, nor is it restricted by the conditions you currently see. Imagination is the bridge between where you are and where you desire to be. Everything you have experienced and everything you will experience is a direct reflection of the images you hold consistently in your mind. If you want to change your life and uncover your true path, you must begin by changing what you imagine to be true about yourself and your future. Many people underestimate the power of imagination, dismissing it as mere fantasy or idle dreaming. But imagination is the creative force behind every experience in your life. Before anything can manifest in your outer reality, it must first exist in the unseen realm of your mind. Your thoughts, beliefs, and mental pictures shape the world around you, whether you are conscious of it or not. This means that if you wish to walk a new path, one aligned with your deepest desires and purpose, you must first create that path in your imagination. The process of discovering your true path begins with clarity. You must become deeply aware of what you want and allow yourself to imagine it fully. What does your ideal life look like? How does it feel to walk the path meant for you? What kind of person are you when you are living your truth? These questions are not idle reflections. They are the blueprint through which your imagination molds reality. When you commit to imagining yourself already living the life you desire, you signal to the unseen forces that this is the reality you choose to experience. Imagination does not work through wishful thinking or vague hopes. It works through specific, vivid, and consistent mental imagery. If you allow yourself to dwell repeatedly in the vision of your ideal life, you begin to impress these images upon your subconscious mind. And it is the subconscious mind that directs the circumstances and events you encounter. Your subconscious does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply accepts what you persistently feed it and works to bring those images into form. This is why what you imagine consistently will always find a way to express itself in your external world. One of the most transformative practices you can adopt is to live in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. This means imagining your desired outcome as though it has already happened. Instead of waiting for the outer world to change, you create the inner experience of having what you want now. If you can feel the joy, peace, and fulfillment of walking your true path within your imagination, you align yourself with the reality in which it already exists. This internal shift is what causes external changes to occur. It is important to understand that your imagination is not limited by the facts of your current situation. You may look around and see obstacles, lack, or conditions that seem to prevent you from moving forward. But these are only reflections of your previous thoughts and beliefs. They have no power except the power you give them. Imagination transcends these temporary appearances and allows you to create a new reality from within. No matter how fixed the outer world seems, it must yield to the images you hold with conviction in your mind. As you focus your imagination on your true path, you may encounter doubts or fears. This is natural, but you must not allow these thoughts to take root. Fear only arises when you give more power to external conditions than to the creative power within you. When you recognize that imagination is the true cause of all experience, you can move beyond fear and confidently shape the life you desire. Your job is not to figure out how things will happen. That is the work of the unseen forces. Your job is to remain faithful to the vision you hold and to live as though it is already yours. To harness the full power of imagination, you must cultivate the ability to ignore appearances. The world may present evidence that contradicts your vision, but you cannot allow yourself to be swayed by it. Appearances are simply echoes of past imaginations. If you persist in imagining a new reality, those appearances will fade away and new circumstances will emerge to reflect your inner state. This requires faith and a deep understanding that what you see in your mind is more real than anything you perceive with your senses. Another essential aspect of imagination is the ability to revise past experiences. If you hold on to memories of failure, regret, or limitation, you continue to recreate those patterns in your life. But you have the power to rewrite your past through imagination. At any moment, you can revisit a past event and imagine it unfolding in a way that aligns with your desired reality. As you do this, you impress a new version of that experience upon your subconscious, which then reflects it in your present and future. You are never bound by what has happened. You are only bound by what you continue to imagine. When you begin to live from the power of imagination, you become the master of your destiny. No longer are you at the mercy of external conditions or other people's opinions. You realize that everything you seek is already within you, waiting to be claimed through the power of your focused imagination. This realization is liberating because it means nothing is impossible. If you can imagine it and persist in that vision, you will experience it. Imagination also reveals your unique path. No two people's journeys are the same, and what is meant for you cannot be taken by anyone else. When you trust your imagination to guide you, you begin to discover opportunities and insights that are perfectly aligned with your purpose. This inner guidance is always available to you, but you must be willing to listen and trust in what you see within. The more you rely on your imagination, the clearer and more certain your path becomes. Your imagination is the blueprint for everything you will ever experience. If you wish to find your true path, you must begin by imagining it clearly and consistently. Let go of the need to control external circumstances and instead focus on shaping your inner world. Persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled and trust that the outer world will conform to your vision. There is no power outside of you greater than the power within you. When you understand this, you become the architect of your reality and the creator of your destiny. In every moment, you are imagining something, whether consciously or unconsciously. The question is not whether you are using your imagination, but whether you are using it to create the life you desire. Take control of this power. Dare to imagine your life as you wish it to be, and do not waver in that vision. As you do, you will find your true path unfolding effortlessly before you. The world will shift, circumstances will align, and you will walk the life you were always meant to live. This is the promise of imagination. It is the creative force that shapes your destiny and reveals the highest version of yourself.